stream for the whole day. What I learned was that if I stream too long, I can't edit the videos. How annoying is that? The YouTube won't let you. So so I need to keep the live stream slightly shorter so that I can at least create a couple of edited videos. I want to create one for Bitcoin, one for TRVL, and I want to do one for this token now as well for QANX. I bought some QANX in this dip, okay? And the reason why I bought QANX is because better late than never. I could have bought it much lower at 2 cents and I didn't. And then I saw it move all the way up to these high numbers of 10 cents. And that was the first like big dip. You see the first big dip? I was looking for the first big dip, and that was it. Like I was offered that opportunity to buy it at discount after all these people took their profits and they sold. There was quite a large volume in this selling pressure, and you can see that the price has just found support. Yeah, after all of that selling, the price just found support. Like it was just basically absorbed. And that's kind of what you want to see. You don't want to buy after everyone has bought. You want to buy after everyone has sold. Yeah. So it's a lesson, isn't it? You just have to think about the best time. See, buying isn't just about price. It's also about time. Yeah. And so naturally, you don't want to buy when people are buying. You want to buy when after people have ended selling. Yeah. So naturally here was a good time to buy. I should have bought and I didn't, and I said it was bullish, and I regret not buying down here, but that's okay because it made crazy gains up to that level. It did a nice 3.5 to 4x. My value made a 1 or 2 or 3x elsewhere. It just means that QANX had a better increase in value. But now the good thing is when you do lows, when you fall into the lows, you can just rebalance a little bit. And now I've kind of bought a little bit of this, which is cool. Now, counting the waves. Now I'm kind of ignoring all this previous price action, even though I did create a fractal once. And in my fractal, I don't think I have it anymore. But I kind of imagined this correction to be absent, and then what I did with my fractal is I kind of imagined that there was some kind of head and shoulders breakout in play. Okay, can you see that? And actually, what you can see, if you can just ignore this this price adjustment, this was a hack, which was refunded 1-to-1, so no one lost any value. Probably after they brought in some big investors from, was it from Emirates? I don't know. It was some big kind of Middle Eastern investors. I saw their picture on their website, and I did this fractal. I kind of took the top of this fractal to where we were here, and I said that it looked a little bit like an inverse head and shoulders, like that. We have had a breakout, and we've kind of coming back into the neckline. If you can imagine that, then we're kind of back into the neckline of a higher time frame inverse head and shoulders. If you shift that fractal down to where it kind of continued or left off, if you kind of ignore this price adjustment to the downside and to the upside. That is what I was imagining. Like that's the best place for me to see this play out, and then to pick up this token would be into support, especially after Bitcoin has bottomed out. So naturally I was interested to pick this up. I was also let me get rid of that now. Also, I mean, look, it has gone up in value since these lows. How much are we up? We're only 7x up in the scale of things for a layer one, which which is potentially game changing. I don't really know much about this project. I do know that there's some people who are extremely knowledgeable and passionate about this project for the long term. It's meant to be some kind of quantum proof layer 1, and maybe that's not necessarily relevant now, but maybe in the next few weeks or months or years that could become game changing. So it's definitely a good idea to have some of this just in case it becomes a bit, you know, you never know. I don't really know much about the technical side. I just look at the charts and I see that it's bullish. Now, if you ignore the price adjustment, if you not ignore the price adjustment, but if you just leave it as it is, we are into this kind of trend line where we're testing it. Okay. And let me just kind of look at the whole volume range now. We've put in enough volume now to just kind of include the price adjustment. You see most of the volume is in the lows. Actually over here, this is where most of obviously the point of control is at the lows there, but probably there. Not so helpful because it doesn't really help us. So maybe not. Maybe I still have to ignore it. Okay, let me ignore it to there. Okay, so you see in this initial range from the launch all the way to the candle, I'm looking at the 3-day chart, okay, to the candle before it dropped. You can see that the value area is up there, and you can actually see that we've tested it as resistance, and you know, we have actually tested it. You might not think that we have, but that's a test. That's a front run, but that's a test. That's like an SR flip. There's a little gap there. It just shows you how bullish this token is. The fact that you come back to a pivot and you miss it. Excuse me. That to me, that tells me that this is really bullish. Yeah, see that? So you have a really important SR flip, and you've come back to test it, and it's been front run effectively, because it's extremely bullish to miss levels, for levels to be front run. I didn't catch the absolute low. Okay, I was looking for a reaction one. The minute I saw the reaction, I started buying. I bought twice, and if I do a volume pull of this kind of consolidation range, you see we're back in the range. We're underneath the point of control, but we're back in the range. So getting back into the range after losing it is a bullish idea that's being executed as we speak, and coming back into this SR flip, and be it for it to be front run is very bullish. And also we've taken the liquidity from this low. It's kind of what you want to see. You want to see a low taken for the price to come back up. Technically that's a liquidation idea where the price comes underneath it, people get stopped out. It may not have happened in this because it's spot, but still the idea is it still applies. Some people might have seen that and became really bearish looking at that candle, but actually I just saw that as an opportunity. I just wanted to see the price settle down. I wanted to see Bitcoin bottom out, and then I wanted to see a reaction. The reaction was people buying, continued buying, and once I saw that, I also joined in. It's hard buying on QANX because there aren't many people selling. So if you want to buy a large bag, you move the price a lot. So it's actually better to buy when the price is coming down, because at least then you can fill your large bags. It's always harder to fill your bags when the price is moving up. But anyway, no problem. We have this higher trend line that we still have to break to go to the upside. I think I've done an all-time high. So those levels are all irrelevant now. What's that channel? Okay, so that kind of this channel. Oh wow, look at that. I wasn't even paying attention to this channel, but you see how the price has come to back test that channel. That's a really great place to find support. Yeah, on a horizontal SR flip and the back test of this channel, that's support held as far as I'm concerned. This is like a really strong signal, and that's kind of what you want to see. You don't want to see the price now to kind of lose these levels. I think that would be extremely bearish. I don't want to see that. If that does happen, then I'd have to reevaluate everything. Okay, as long as that doesn't happen, you know, there's no problems. And as you can see also on the higher time frame, we've put in a higher low here, and now we've put in a higher high here. So this is bullish market structure. Everything is looking very bullish. So it's looking quite good. Let me have a look at some other things. Let me see. So what we have here is a little bit of volume from historic volume right up to, if I use that SR flip as a dividing line, you can see that we're above the point of control of this historic volume here. That is actually lining up perfectly with our current range value area low. So now that we're back into that range, it'd be nice to hold that level as a support level, and for continuation. That would be nice to see. There isn't really much trapped liquidity left, to be honest with you. I'm just looking at this this previous liquidity in the highs back in the end of 21. I can't really see much volume left that's caught, that's trapped. There's a little bit, you see, as far as this level there. It's basically it's all that's left. It's not much. So I think potentially we could be in price discovery very soon. I don't see why not. If we are able now, and it's typical, isn't it? Like, I'm buying at the highs. Like, what? It's typical, isn't it? It's typical. I'm buying at the highs when I could have bought. I've been charting this for a few weeks or months now. I could have bought at 2 cents, and here I am buying at whatever, 7 cents. Or whatever. David, I'll answer you in a second. Is it really bad or good? Oh, it's getting a bounce, huh? Let me have a look at my phone quickly. David is saying that BTC is getting a bounce. Let me just have a look quickly to see if oh, it's back into support, huh? Previously, it looks good, huh? There's an SFP. Looks all right. Let me just quickly go to Bitcoin, because David's asking me to have a look. Sorry, I won't cut it out. It's not really important. Yeah, look, that's good. There's a little bounce, a little SFP. Let's have a look at that. Some longs are coming in. See that? Some longs are coming in. There's no bullish divergences here. I'm not seeing shorts close, so that's something to bear in mind. And I'm not seeing bullish divergence either. I'd like to see that. That would be nice. I'm not seeing any divergence, actually. No bullish or bearish. I think we're range bound. So we had the bounce, so we're kind of back into the range a little bit. That's good. That's the first test. That's what you wanted to see, no? The first test of the daily level. Like, that's gonna, now that people see that, as long as it's a slightly higher time frame, not on a 5 minute, like if we get like a 30-minute candle, people see that, they can start longing now because they have an invalidation. Yeah, that's what people are looking for. They're looking for an invalidation. Once they have that, they have an invalidation. If it holds into the range, they can start longing. Maybe shorts will start closing, and maybe we can continue this range bound idea, you know, just like a nice range bound idea until we see what happens in New York. Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. All right, let me go back to QANX. Oh my God, who's selling? Who's selling while I'm doing some like bullish analysis? It's back down to 7.6. Or 70, is that 7.6 or 7.6? Yeah, so going back to the higher time frame, I think this is looking good. Like you've come back into this channel, you've come back into this SR flip that reflects this value area high. Let me do the volume pool of this current range. This is much lower. You can see there's a lot of volume much lower. And then let me just look at the overall volume. So we haven't had crazy take profits yet, but I think this is a nice kind of bullish channel. Now, for this to become extremely bullish, like beyond bullishness, we need to get above this channel, like, and that will be like off the charts bullishness. Get above this channel, it'll be above this value area high and into price discovery. Yeah, if that happens, that'll be a very bullish idea. And if you kind of if you apply that with the fractal idea that I have, where actually rather than this price adjustment, we're in this kind of inverse head and shoulders idea from where the price shouldn't have dropped and it shouldn't have gone up. If you see that we're in this kind of inverse head and shoulders idea, this is the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. We've broken the neckline and we just come back to the test the neckline. That's what this SR flip. So the next high that we make will be a higher high. So bullish market structure continues. And it'll be nice to have a real kind of crazy impulse to the upside. I would like to see that. And it'll be nice to see that, because then it'll give me more confidence in the analysis that I'm making. Yeah. So then when you do analysis and you're right, it just gives you more confidence with making future analysis, because it means that you're reading the charts correctly. So I knew I did see it was bullish here, and I didn't take the trade, and it gave me confidence now to see that this was a good place to buy. Yeah, I did say up here we're coming into resistance, and you see it did pull back. So there's some things I have said about this that have played out. Here I did say there was a good buy opportunity, and there was in the past. So I am seeing things in this, and it seems to be playing out the way I'm imagining it. So let's just see how this plays out now. I would like to see us reclaim the point of control of this local range, and then when I look at the Elliott wave analysis that I have, obviously there's a big level up there, the early level, so we have to kind of attack that. But when I have this Elliott wave analysis idea, I'm ignoring all of this previous price action here. I'm imagining that this was our first 5 waves, ending there to the 5. This was our 2 correction finished, and then we're in this 3 correction. We've done our 1 2 3. This is our 4. A 4 is normally like some kind of ABC. So I'm thinking possibly it's begun. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. And then I will be looking to target at about 19 to 20 cents. 20 cents would be my target for the final wave. If we can get there, that would be really amazing, to take it from the current price to 20 cents. And that will be really bullish. We'll be in price discovery. And if we have a corrective behavior here and we can consolidate here for some kind of, who knows, I don't know, it all depends on Bitcoin. But if we can hold this channel, it would be nice to have a slightly macro correction here. 1 2 3 4 for a 5. That would be really nice. That would be extremely bullish to have that, and then you can start your wave 5 all the way into price discovery. That's the most bullish idea I have for a 4-5 to 4 correction to continue the last wave, which would be a 5 correction. It could last quite a long time, because if it starts in August, you know, you could have a nice long big wave. And that's actually what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, look, a small 1, bigger 3, a fucking huge 5. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, because you'll be in price discovery, you've got through all of this liquidity, and then you're into price discovery. There's no volume, and hopefully by then QANX is going to be 100% on the radar. Hopefully by then a lot of people will know about QANX. So it is actually quite a good hold. It might be good to take profit, but actually to reaccumulate. You know, that's what you're looking at, a reaccumulation. This is the most bullish kind of correction. Otherwise, after you complete this wave 3, you fall back into this channel, and you're basically trying to hold this, the end of this wave 1. It's actually here as your support. That will be your line in the sand. Yeah. So for a wave 1, 2, 3, the 4 could easily, for a deep correction, your 4 could come all the way back down to there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, right? I'm just saying for Elliott waves to be correct, the 4 can come all the way back to the top of the 1. So that would be your lowest line in the sand. But in the context of a bull market, you'd be looking for the price to find support. Somewhere it would find support. And the most bullish imagination of finding support would be a flat correction up there, holding the top of this channel. If that was to happen, this would be off the charts bullish. Then I'd be like thinking so high numbers, because then I'll be thinking there's going to be another wave. And I mean, there's no limit really. There is, but there isn't really, because you're in price discovery. So this is the lowest line in the sand. If we get up to that 5 to there, I would be thinking to correct above it. Otherwise, the alternative would be to not go up there. Would be to have a 5 just right back into the top of this channel, and to have a long drawn out 4, trying to find like another flat 4, a flat 4, but it's a different kind of flat. It's like a flat here, taking us all the way to November, right to the bottom of this channel, but in November. And that's where our next wave begins, which will be another 5 waves, 1, whatever, 1, 2, 3, whatever. You know, no one can predict that. So that's the most bullish type of correction if we can get up there. If not, we find resistance in the top of the channel and we go into a flat correction. Or if not, somewhere we go into fall back into a much deeper correction, and then you'll be looking at the top of the end of wave 1, which would be about 4 or so, 4.5 cents. So there's like a different few ideas. I am looking for higher prices, but let's see what happens. All right, so that's kind of my QANX update. If this head and shoulders idea that I have plays out, I don't really want to lose this SR flip, to be honest with you. So I'm not thinking deep. Whatever correction is, I'm not thinking all the way down here. I think potentially if we do have a much more deeper correction, then that would still be our line in the sand. Yeah, like I don't imagine us coming back all the way down here. So wherever we get to with the next move, I'm not expecting this to come back underneath this SR flip. Okay, I wouldn't want us to see us to come back underneath this midpoint, to be honest with you. But if you do end up with a flat correction, you could go flat across to the bottom of this channel, and that would be on this under the side of that midpoint. But the most bullish is obviously going to be above, flipping the top of that channel into support. And then, I mean, look, if you kind of imagine, go back to my original idea, which was this inverse head and shoulders idea. Let me just delete all these because I don't need them. So again, going back to that fractal, just to there, coming back to the neckline, This is just speculative. I don't know if this is happening or not, but I mean, a measured move. I mean, this is quite a higher time frame inverse head and shoulders. You'd be looking at a 1 to 2 on this, to be honest with you. So that's your 1. That's your 1. That's your 2. From the neckline. Could we get up to about 38 cents or so? Don't know. I kind of think you want to see higher, no? In price discovery. All right, let's see what happens. Be interesting to see. I think you're probably higher, but I mean, only because only if you flip the top of this channel into support, because then you're in price discovery. And I do think that everything depends on the project itself, because I think someone told me that there was this something was being released. Let me have a look. Let me have a look at my Telegram and see if I can find it. Yep. I've got it here. I don't know what this means. Exciting news. Quan platform would launch Quan Build alongside the upcoming Quan testnet. Quan Build is a no-code smart contract studio that lets you generate smart contracts interactively, create your first smart contract without coding in minutes, and deploy it to the Quan testnet. Quan's mission is to empower everyone to build rapidly and securely on the blockchain. Developers can code smart contracts in any programming language on the Quan platform, while non-developers can also participate. I have no idea what this is, if this is going to be any good or not. No idea. Can't tell you. But it's, people love it. Why not? Could be. What else is there? There's this one. What's this one? The European Commission urges post-quantum shift in its new document. So this is quite interesting, because if you're getting a much wider recognition of the risks, then you might get you more kind of like influential governmental players looking at these types of kind of technologies. So, you know, I'm not going to read it, but which one's this one? Shortly after publishing the news of the first EU country to implement Quan platform's quantum resistant technology, Quan platform is about to take another giant step towards providing post-quantum blockchain solutions to businesses and organizations. We're pleased to announce that the Quan network, the Quan testnet will be launched this month in April. Perfect. This guy's saying QANX will be top 10. Wow. There's a lot of, look, they're quite active, these guys. So I'm not really fussed about any of this, to be honest. I only look at the charts. I only really care about the charts. Don't care about any of this, but it's still fun to have that kind of news, that bullish news supporting the project. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see that it supports everything that you're seeing in the charts. You know, it helps, doesn't it? It helps. That's look at this. This is a head and shoulders pattern almost, although it took the liquidity, and we're kind of trying to get back into the neckline. You've invalidated that idea. We're almost there. Get back above the point of control. And let's attack the highs again. Make another higher high. Let's have a nice V-shape recovery on this down move. You know. And then let's go higher low and let's attack. Let's go for it. Let's go to the moon. Why not? I don't see why not. If Bitcoin behaves, let's do it. All right, that's that. What's Bitcoin saying right now? Let's have a look at Bitcoin